due to the complexity of the challenges that our society faces to live sustainably on our planet, we have to have a systems thinking approach. It's a complex challenge. We can't individually act. We have to have a combined action. And to do that and be successful with that, we need to understand the wider context of the challenges that are faced, the individual perspectives of local communities or even regional communities. Because of course what we try to do is build a community that spans disciplines, that spans geographies, that spans different disciplines of expertise. And so that systems thinking approach, bringing and identifying those challenges and identifying commonalities between different groups of people is one of the key focuses of the work that we do. From identifying those challenges, we can then think about, well, how do we best minimize our impact? We need to make sure that we use the resources that we do responsibly and that everyone has equal opportunity to have a future, whatever that future is. Here we talk about a sustainable future, but everyone needs and wants to have a future, an opportunity, but that has to be done responsibly. And here at the Lyell Centre, and under the theme of building and shaping and empowering communities for that sustainable future, we try to build that knowledge and co-create solutions together for a longer lasting impact. Because if we don't bring everyone on the journey, how can we really say it's a successful one? Well, internationally we have well over 20 projects that are near completion, have just been completed, or are currently ongoing. We expect that to continue and grow. The Global Challenges Research Fund, which was an initiative set up a few years ago from the UK to bring together public and private funds that can then be used for foreign aid purposes and knowledge generation, co-creation of these solutions, has really been at the forefront of part of the Lyell strategy to engage in that international footprint. What do we do? Well, in Vietnam, for example, we are working with coastal communities to understand the flow of plastic pollution, and also microplastics and their potential impact on fisheries, for example, aquaculture, and obviously the livelihoods of the people that are interacting with those businesses. Because of course minimizing impact is better than finding a corrective action. For example, if you're trying to reduce the risk of pollution from, say, plastics, well, if we can minimize plastics being released into the environment, it's easier than trying to clean them up in the long run. Elsewhere in Amazonia, we have been working with indigenous communities for well over 15 years in Guyana, where we look to build an understanding on how to use the forest without losing it. A particular focus has been looking at the interaction of hydroclimate, changing hydroclimate with climate change. What does that mean for rainforests, their sustainability, but also the people that live within those forests? With that international footprint, we obviously work very transboundary, but we are also a transdisciplinary research centre, an education centre. And that is at the heart of the Lyell Centre's approach to shape and build sustainable futures for an equitable society. To do that, you need an expertise that spans natural sciences, social sciences, cultures, and it needs to incorporate engineering, economics, and communication experts to be able to build a holistic knowledge to really tackle very interconnected and challenging and complex issues. That will include field-based assessment, environmental assessment. That will incorporate citizen science approaches. It needs to have the ability to visualize complex data and also be appreciative of cultural identities and backgrounds. Another aspect and developing aspect with the work that we do is to display our work in novel and unique ways. And so gamification, such as creating board games to engage communities that have different levels of education and background, for example. Another aspect that we've been looking at doing is utilizing augmented and virtual realities to bridge gaps in geography, to really allow somebody to experience what it's like to walk in another person's shoes. So the Lyell Centre is contributor to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and the COP agenda. The UN SDGs, as we affectionately call them, are complex. They're a framework to engage and empower communities and individuals to make a contribution to live our lives more sustainably, to use Earth's ecosystem more responsibly, to better manage how we live. There are 17 areas in which everybody in this world can engage with a very small contribution in their daily lives or a very large contribution as part of global team efforts. And that framework really allows multiple actors to engage it in very different ways. And that is our strategy here at the Lyell Center. We have laboratories, we have facilities that are world leading. They are absolutely fantastic. But without the minds to ask inquisitive questions and bring all of that expertise together, an instrument is just an instrument. It doesn't become a tool until somebody can use it powerfully. We hope that we can be a beacon and a catalyst for other activity, whether or not that's on Heriot-Watt's campus here in Riccarton, but also the other campuses based in Orkney and down in the borders within Scotland, but also our Malaysia and Dubai campuses globally. And of course, all of the individual networks that various academics, researchers, and students, of course, bring within that centre aspect here as well.